Bear it on, Bears fans, bear it on, Breeze Nation. Bears come away with a win yesterday versus the Detroit Lions. And so the question on the table today, did Justin Fields do enough in the last game to prove to everybody here and everybody in the Bears organization that he should be the starting quarterback moving forward? Let's talk about it, starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. We don't want you to miss a thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. This is the only channel in Chicago that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk, so get in tune with us. Now, as I was saying, Bears come away with the dub yesterday versus the Detroit Lions. Justin Fields had a pretty good game, 209 yards, no touchdowns though, and one interception. And so the question on the table today, did he finally do enough to prove to everybody in Chicago, to prove to the coaching staff that he should be the starting quarterback moving forward? And I think there's a couple things you got to look at. When I'm looking at from my starting quarterback right now, especially a rookie starting quarterback, do I expect more from Justin? Yes, because at the end of the day, this is a playoff team. I do expect the Bears to get back to what they were last season. Do they have a tougher schedule? Yes. But I still have those high hopes. I think that if you're a playoff team the season before, the roster hasn't had that much turnover, we should still see you be a playoff team later down the line, at least this season. And to me, that's going to play a lot on the offensive side of the ball. And if we see a lot of more of what we saw yesterday moving forward, maybe. But so I have these high expectations for this Bears team as a whole. But the thing about what I want to see offensively, if you guys listen to my Keys to a Bears Victory, which we drop every Friday right here on this channel, the thing that I wanted to see was a offense that was predicated on keeping it very simple, allowing Justin's instincts to take over, allowing Justin's game to kind of just do what it does while he's making the simple throw in the pocket, and then eventually being able to get the deep balls to Mooney, the deep balls to A-Rob, stuff like that, not forced, but kind of just where they fit in. And I think the Bears did a good job with Bill Lazor calling plays there. And so when I'm looking at from a starting quarterback position at Justin Fields, at Andy Dalton moving forward, do I think that Andy Dalton is the more qualified quarterback to be the starter for this Bears team? I do. I just think that Andy's had the experience. But what Justin showed me yesterday is if we run this simple kind of game plan, if we keep this where, listen, David Montgomery or whoever's back there is getting 20 carries, and we're really running that ground and pound offense that I can run play action off of, that I can do a lot of the delayed handoffs off of, and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, this offense becomes easier for Justin. And guess what? He looks a heck of a lot better. And the main thing that I like that I saw from Justin Fields is that he was able to come out and he was able to put his players in a position to be great. When you look at his numbers, yeah, he has no touchdowns of his own. He has no rushing touchdowns, no passing touchdowns, and he has an interception. But what I saw from Justin Fields, at least from the eye test, and I haven't had a chance to look at the all 22 yet, but at least from the eye test, what I saw was a player who was putting his team in a position to be successful, a player who was putting his teammates in a position to be successful, to where David Montgomery is able to come in and he's able to run in a touchdown, to where Damian Williams is able to come in and he's able to be successful, to where Darnell Mooney is able to make a play with his hands and his feet. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's the thing about Justin Fields that I saw yesterday that really tells me, listen, hey, this kid absolutely should continue to be at the starting quarterback position, because right now it's about putting your player in a position to be successful just in this rookie season. I don't need Justin to come out and have a 25-30 touchdown season. Would it be nice? Absolutely. Would it be something great? Absolutely. But to me, it's about Justin putting the Bears offense in the best position to be successful. Like I've said, I think that Andy Dalton is the more qualified quarterback, but to me, if Justin is learning, if Justin is coming out game in and game out and he's being successful. Now, listen, first game successful, of course, it's versus Lions, but he's at least done enough to say, hey, give the kid another opportunity to prove that he can be successful when he's getting that protection, when he's making plays with his feet, when he's making plays with his arm, which is the most important thing that I've seen from him, and allow him to keep going forward. Because if you pull Justin now, do I think that it stops him from becoming the player that he's going to come? I don't. I just think the cream rises to the top at the end of the day. I think that when you look at what the Bears are doing with Justin, they've kind of treated him like a backup anyway. I don't see it being a problem if they put Andy Dalton back in. I don't think it stops Justin from being great. But what it does is you're now taking that opportunity of in-game reps away from him. And I think that that just slows down the process. And at this point, the process has already started. We're seeing his growth. I mean, if you look at his game on the field, we're seeing his growth from one game to the next. And it's honestly that quick. It's that exponential. And so I think at this point, you have to allow him to continue to fight for that starting position. And until he proves that he can handle it, you let him stay in there and you let him keep doing what he's doing. Now, before I continue with the video, I want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Justin Fields has done enough to prove that he should continue to be the starting quarterback? I'll be down there talking with you in the comments as well. Like I kind of brought up, I've said this on an earlier video, you know, with the team that we have right now, is Justin Fields the best quarterback on the field day in and day out? Probably not. Do I think that Andy Dalton, when healthy, still has some things that he has over the kid? Yeah, his ability to read a defense quicker, his ability to get the ball out quicker, his ability to move the ball up and down the field. I think a lot of people were surprised by the Dalton we saw in that second game before he got hurt. And you saw that, listen, Dalton still has a lot in the tank. He still has the ability to still play quarterback at this level, and he has the ability to do it well if he's being protected. And the protection there is the big thing. Now, we saw Justin get hit 9 times, but that's Myles Garrett. There's not a lot you can do. To me, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the best fit for the team. Do I think that Mac Jones right now is a better quarterback than Cam Newton? No, I think that Cam Newton has some experience there. I think that Cam's accuracy is a bigger issue for Bill, and I think that Bill knew the entire time Mac Jones was going to be the starting quarterback. There's no point in keeping Cam Newton around. Let's just put the kid in and start the process. Because right now, Mac Jones is the best quarterback for that Patriots team. I think that's kind of what we need to look at here. Do I think that Justin Fields is the best quarterback? I think that Andy has a lot to offer, but I think that Justin Fields is the best quarterback for this Bears team because with the offensive line having its ups and downs, listen, that Browns game, we might have seen Justin in at this point anyway if Andy's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like the left tackle position has proven to be such an issue for the Bears. The tackle position as a whole has proven to be such an issue for the Bears, and the offensive line as a whole. I mean, Sam Mustipher's getting run over every other week. You know what I'm saying? So to me, when I'm looking at who's going to have the best opportunity of continued success in there, to me right now it's Justin based on the ups and downs that this offensive line has had. Listen, we saw Andy kind of moving the ball up and down the field with his legs for a little bit, but that's not Andy's game. Now, I think Andy proved to us, hey, I'm not a statue either, but that's not Andy's game. And over a 17-game season, I think that Justin will be able to keep that up. I think that Justin will be able to have what I said yesterday was a Russell Wilson-esque type game. Not to say that he was scoring like Russ is, not to say that he was doing everything that Russell Wilson is currently doing, but what I mean by that is extending the play when you know your offensive line is bad, keeping the play alive until you're able to get something out there. Now, the offensive line played better last week versus the Lions, but here's the thing. Coming up, there's going to be some guys on the other side that you're absolutely going to have to look out for, and Justin is absolutely going to have to keep improving. And I think that when you see kind of what he did, I mean, how he's able to handle the blitz now, how he's a lot of the times what we're seeing from him is growth from him getting hit, him getting a lot of the mistakes that were made previously that he's been able to grow from. And so to me, when I'm looking at Justin now, I think that Justin not only should be the starting quarterback in the weeks to come, but even when Andy comes back healthy, you know, I had said no earlier, but now I'm looking at it and I'm just realizing that the way that this team is set up, Andy is not going to be able to stay out there for 17 games, and Justin just has the ability to create and keep offensive plays alive that Andy doesn't have. And by the way, oh yeah, he's got that deep ball as well. He's got that deep ball accuracy as well. And that just helps the offense, especially with Bo Laser calling plays. We're seeing a lot more of those deep balls come in. And so to me, did Justin Fields do enough to prove that he should be the starter? If your offensive line is better, probably not, honestly. But with the team that you currently have, Justin Fields proved to me that he's the best option for you at quarterback to win with this current team. Does that mean that he's the best quarterback on the team? Maybe not yet, but at least right now, he's the best option at quarterback, and he will grow into the best quarterback on the team and probably the best quarterback in this franchise's history. As always, I want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you think that Justin Fields did enough to prove that he should continue starting moving forward? I'll be down in the comments talking with you as well. As always, it is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again, man. To continue watching our Bears content, check the links here or check the links in the description below. Ayo, Chicago, y'all stay safe out there, man. Bear down. Let's go get another W next week. Peace.